back to the channel of Pro Enzo Vids, and this is my Game 3 State of Origin preview for tomorrow's game when they play the deciders. So, it's going to be big. It's going to be big. I think it's going to be very tight. It's going to be a close game. It should be. If it's decided, and you expect both sides to turn up and put some effort out there, and I expect that on Wednesday. And I also think that the game will be very entertaining with some tries. I think there'll be some tries in it. Might be like a 24-20 scoreline or 18 to 26 scoreline. I think it will be a couple of tries in it, I reckon. And it's interesting because lots happened in the lead up to Game 3. Obviously, star players are out because of COVID for the Maroons, and as for Blues, they've got some forward issues with losing McLean and having Saifidi come to the side. So a lot of interesting things have happened in the lead up to this game, but other than that, it should be a really entertaining match. I'm looking forward to it. So this is my preview. Hope you all enjoy. And before I start, currently at 2,133 subscribers. So like I said, the aim is to get to 2,150 by hopefully the end of the week. So if you're new watching the channel right now and yet to subscribe, it would be greatly appreciated if you could. Mean a lot to me and the channel, and I'm sure you won't be disappointed with the other content that comes up on the channel consistently. In saying that, I hope you all enjoy the preview. Going to go through the team analysis, what I think about both sides. Going to go through the talking points and the main key things that we'll talk about during the week, and also my tip and prediction right at the end of the preview. So enjoy it, and I'll get through the teams right now. Right, for the Blues at fullback, James Tedesco. Wingers are Brian Toto and Daniel Tupou. Centers are Matt Burton and Stephen Crichton, while the halves are Jerome Dewar and Nathan Cleary. The props, now it's Jacob Saifidi and Jake Trbojevic. The back rows are Cameron Murray and Liam Martin, and lock Isaiah Yeo. And the bench is Damien Cook, Angus Crichton, Junior Paulo and Sia Talakai. And as for the Queensland Maroons, their team is fullback Callum Ponga, wingers Selwyn Cobbo and Marion Tulangi, centres are Valentine Holmes and Dane Yagai, while the halves are now Tom Dearden and Daly Cherry Evans. The props are Lindsay Collins and Josh Papali'i, while the hookers Ben Hunt. The back rows are Kurt Capewell and Jeremiah Nanai, while the lock is Tino Fasu Malawi, and the bench is Harry Grant, Jai Arrow, Patrick Harrigan and Tom Gilbert to round out. Right, so my thoughts on the team for the Blues first. Look, it's the same side pretty much that won us in Game 2. I'm not too passionate about Origin anymore, but I do probably would support the Blues a bit more than Queensland. And they get the same side, which is good. And I think that if you keep a winning side, there's no reason why you should change it after a big win like that in Perth. So they should have a lot of confidence going to Game 3, going to Queensland and playing the Maroons, where they know that they've beat them once, they can do it again and get the series win. And I like the team. I think the back line is pretty strong with Toto being there. Matt Burton had a great game in the centres, but the question is, should Jack White be back in the side over either Crichton or him? That's interesting, actually. And then you got Tupou, who's been pretty reliable. Now, I've been a little bit critical on Tupou, but I think he's doing a good enough job to keep his spot in that Blues team, so I'm happy with that. And the halves and the fullback, pretty much name themselves. The forward pack is all right, but we are a bit low on forwards, the Blues. They are a bit low on forwards. Losing, obviously, Jordan McLean to a hamstring injury is really tough to see for him especially, and just the team, because we don't have much forwards. And, I think for the Blues' sake, it's going to be hard for them to really win the middle if they don't have much forward depth, I think they're playing two utilities on the bench, Damien Cook and Sia Talakai. So and then on the bench we've got Angus Crichton and Junior Paulo, I'm pretty sure. So it's just I don't know, it's not right. And we don't have enough forwards. We got one real forward on the bench. So I have to really think that the Maroons have a better sort of forward pack than we do, but I think the Blues will be all right. As for Queensland have had a couple of changes. Obviously, Munster being out is massive. And they've got Tom Dearden, who's coming in. He's still a kid, mind you, and it's going to be tough for him to sort of come into the occasion of playing at Suncorp in a Game 3 decider where you're up to so much to do. That's why Cherry Evans as a halfback and captain needs to really help guide Dearden tomorrow, because Tom Dearden can't do it all himself. He can't, come into that team and replicate what Munster does for the Maroons. So it's really up to Cherry Evans as well to help him out, So I hope for Dearden's sake, he has a good game and doesn't, doesn't, struggle, because I'd hate to see him struggle on debut for the Maroons. And, Cobbo hasn't struggled on debut for the Maroons. I don't think Nanai has either, so I don't think Deedon should. But in the halves, when you always have the ball, it's different. But I think he'll be okay, Deedon, hopefully. I find it a little bit interesting that they've got Tom Gilbert in the team, because obviously I would have had probably both Fermor there, only because Fermor on form has looked a bit better. But I think having Gilbert there is not a big drama, as Gilbert's been decent for the Cowboys next year. Who's going to the Dolphins, who I think will better his game there too. So I think the Maroons are pretty much okay, but they need to step up, because you can't go from game one keeping the scoreline of like a margin of 6, and losing to the Blues, by 40 plus nearly. So they need to have a good turnaround, I think. But both sides look strong enough, so it'll be interesting to see where the game's won. Alright, on to the key talking points now, where I go through what's been happening with the sides coming up to game 3, which is tomorrow, and basically the late changes that we've obviously know for the both the Blues and the Maroons. So the first one I'm going to get into is Murray Taulagi being out with COVID, and Cameron Munster being out with COVID. So obviously last week on Wednesday, I'm pretty sure they both got COVID and will miss game 3. And I think that they're big losses, because Munster's probably obviously the bigger loss, because he's a 5'8", and he's always creating stuff with the ball, and he's a very unique type player who always turns up with 100%. So that's why Tom Deedon's come into the fold, and that's going to be tough for Deedon, because Deedon's obviously still a kid, basically, still young, and I don't know if he's ready for Origin yet, because he's been rushed in, obviously, due to the emergency situation of Munster being out for COVID. So that's why it's an emergency sort of thing for Origin. But, yeah, I don't know. It's going to be tough for Deedon, but I think if Cobbo didn't struggle on debut, if Nanai didn't struggle on debut for the Maroons, and so has Crichton and all that for New South Wales, then I can't see why Deedon won't, because I think he won't struggle. I think he'll be alright. I think he'll be around enough good players to help him. I think if he's playing with Sherry Evans, then he should be okay. But the thing is, DC needs to step up as well. He's a halfback, he's the captain, and he needs to take ownership of the team and try and guide Tom Deedon through the game, because playing decider in game 3 at Suncorp Stadium can be very daunting, for someone like him on debut. So a lot of the pressure will be on, but hopefully Deedon and Sherry Evans are alright, especially Deedon though, because Deedon's obviously playing his first Origin game, and he's still young, so it's going to be interesting to see how he handles it, but I think he'll be okay. But as for the Taulagi loss now for the Maroons, with him out, that means Corey Oates comes into the team, and everyone was saying that Corey Oates should be in the team anyway after Taulangi's performance against the Blues in game 2, where Taulagi got caught out and was obviously bad in defence, but and that's why everyone wanted Oates in the side. But I think Corey Oates coming in the side is probably what everyone wanted, to be honest. I mean, not everyone, obviously everyone didn't want Taulagi to get COVID, which would be definitely disappointing. But if he actually thought, that'd be disgusting too. But I think having Corey Oates in the side now probably benefits him a bit more, since he's a bit more experienced in Origin time, and probably is a better option since he's experienced. He's a bigger body as well, which would probably help in Origin, making runs and all that. So I think Oates has definitely done well enough in 2022 to get a recall from the Maroons side. So well deserved for both Oates coming in and Deedon getting a debut. So hopefully they both handle it. As for the other one now, so this is about Jacob Saifidi and Jordan McLean. So obviously Jordan McLean's got ruled out because of a hamstring injury. Got ruled out last, I think it was Tuesday, Wednesday, got ruled out. So one of those days last week. Which is very heartbreaking, because obviously Jordan McLean's worked very hard this year. I mean, at the Cowboys, his forms are really good this year to get to that stage of making an Origin debut at 30 years. Which, at the age of 30, it's pretty hard to come to the fold making a debut, especially at rep level. But, he got there, and that was amazing for him. But it's sad, because I saw his interview, he was crying because he got hurt with a hamstring injury, which is obviously not what anyone wanted at all. Obviously, I saw comments saying that, McLean shouldn't even start for the Blues and shouldn't be in the team, which I agree with him not starting, but I think on the bench he would have been fine. But, he's out now, and for some people to make laughing comments about him on Instagram from what I saw, and laughing that he's out, is pretty disgusting. So, those people should do a lot better than that, honestly. But yeah, he's out, and that means Jacob Saifidi comes in, and I think Saifidi is a player that has had a lot of experience, and with the Knights in the NRL, And obviously Daniel Saifidi, his twin brother, has obviously played some Blues games for the Blues as well. And I think Jacob will do a good job. I think he'll obviously advise from Daniel, and Daniel will give him advice. I think Jacob will get through the game all right. So hopefully Jacob Saifidi gets through the game. And just basically about our forward, just basically quickly about the Blues' forwards. They're very low in depth. That's why they had to call Daniel Dale Finucane to the reserves. So yeah, obviously shows that our depth isn't great. Which they should actually have better depth, the Blues, because obviously they rule more players than what the Maroons do with eligibility and stuff like that. So we definitely should have plucked out a bit more forwards. But anyway, it is what it is. So Saifidi is now the starting prop with apparently Junior Paulo about to swap just before the game tomorrow. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, congratulations to Saifidi. Hope he goes well. And I guess just the last one is that, you know, the Tom Gilbert and Beau Fermor situation. It's not a big one, but, you know, obviously Tom Gilbert probably has been playing just a little bit. No, actually, I'll rephrase that. I think Beau Fermor's been playing a little bit better than what Gilbert has, but Gilbert isn't far away. And I don't think it's a big deal whoever plays that spot anyway, because they're both pretty similar players and their form has been pretty similar this year, even though I think Beau Fermor by stats has done a bit more. But, you know, it's not yeah, a big deal, I suppose. But yeah, they're all the key talking points right there about tomorrow's game. All right, on to the very last part. Now, this is my tip and prediction for tomorrow night's game. So, look, like I said, it'll be a very tight game. I think it can go either way. I really think Queensland out of the box seats to win here, as well as the Blues. But my tip is, you know, I think I'm going to go the Blues here. I think I'm going to tip the Blues to win the series. I think because Munster's out, it's going to be a lot harder for the team to sort of play off the back of him, because I feel like the Maroons really benefit when Munster plays well. Like, when Munster plays well, I think the Maroons play well as well. So, and he's a real effort player, Munster. He's a real effort player, and he really brings that confidence to the other players to do and play what the sort of form he does. And I don't know, I think it'd be a pretty big loss for the Maroons. And you know, but I mean, again, the Maroons like the backs to the wall mentality. They usually thrive off that, so you got to be wary of that. But because I think that because with the Blues have Luai and Cleary, and them two are in great form, and Deed and Cherry Evans are a new combination that are playing in decider, so the pressure will be on. So I think off the back of Luai, Cleary, and probably another Tedesco masterclass, they'll probably carry the Blues to a victory, I'd say. And for player of the series, I was going to say Clive Churchill, fucking hell. But for a player of the series, a Wally Lewis medal, I think it will be James Tedesco. I think Tedesco's had a very good series, and I think if Blues were to win, it'd be Tedesco who wins the Wally Lewis medal. But if Maroons did, I'd say it'd be Cherry Evans or a DCE, or maybe Ben Hunt. Ben Hunt's up there too. But yeah, I've gone the Blues here to win the game, to win the series in game 20 points to 16. My first try score is going to be Cobbo on that wing. I think Cobbo likes to try at Suncorp Stadium, so I'll back Selwyn Cobbo for a try. And my try scorers and predictions, my predictions for anytime try scorers are, I think Stephen Crichton's going to get it one. I think Jeremiah Nanai is going to cross over for a try. I can see Tedesco doing a cutout pass to Daniel Tupou on the wing. And one more. I think the Maroons will score through a back rower. And I think I said Nanai, but I think Kurt Capel can get one at any time too. So they're my tip and predictions for the game. And that's my whole preview for State of Origin Game 3 tomorrow night. So thanks for watching the video, everyone. If you enjoyed, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment your tip and predictions in the comment section down below for tomorrow's game. But anyway, see you next video, and go the Blues.